We value your time, so here is what the video will cover. You will understand exactly what Apple Intelligence is, how it works on your iPhone, what runs on device, and what gets sent to Apple's private cloud, how it uses LLMs without exposing your data, why it is very different from Google and Microsoft's approach, and the real reason Apple waited so long to launch an AI strategy. By the end, you will know whether Apple Intelligence is genuinely useful or just a marketing phrase. Apple Intelligence is Apple's attempt to build an AI system that feels invisible. You never type a prompt. You never open a special app. Instead, it sits underneath the operating system and listens for intent. Every time you write, search, swipe, or speak, it tries to understand what you want to do next, and either speeds it up or does it for you. Apple's pitch is that real intelligence should feel natural and safe rather than flashy. The core of the system is on device processing. Your iPhone or Mac runs a compact language model tailored to your hardware. It watches patterns like the way you communicate, the tone you usually write in, the categories of photos you take, and the apps you use regularly. Because it runs locally, none of that data leaves the device. That is the cornerstone of Apple's whole strategy, and the main reason they waited until the chips were powerful enough. Their view is simple. AI is worthless if users are scared of it. Some tasks still need more power than any phone can deliver. That is where Apple's private cloud comes in. It works very differently from the usual cloud. Apple built their own servers using the same secure enclave principles used in their devices. When your phone sends a request up, the system strips out identifiable data and places the job into a sealed environment that Apple engineers cannot inspect. When the result returns, there is no stored copy of what went up or came down. The idea is that you can get the power of a large model without the surveillance risk that normally comes with it. The most important question is what this system actually does for you. Writing tools are the first big example. Apple Intelligence can rewrite text in different tones, shorten long messages, expand short notes, and check for clarity. It can also search your entire device using natural language. Instead of typing a keyword, you can say, "Find the document that explains the new budget plan I wrote last month," and it will understand you. Siri becomes more conversational and finally remembers context, which means you can chain requests together instead of restarting every sentence. Images get a boost through Apple's own generative system. It creates stylized illustrations from your photos rather than photographic deepfakes, and that is deliberate. Apple wants a clear line between playful creativity and misleading realism. This is also why they chose not to compete directly with Midjourney or Adobe Firefly. Their priority is risk management, not artistic range. The deeper story is why Apple has taken this path at all. They watched Google race ahead with Gemini and Microsoft pour everything into OpenAI. Both companies tied themselves tightly to huge cloud models. Apple knows it cannot win that fight. It does not have the infrastructure or the culture for it. What Apple does have is hardware dominance and trust. So they leaned into both. Make the AI local. Make it private. Make it simple. Make it feel like part of the device, not a brand new feature demanding attention. That leads to the big question. Is this marketing or a genuine shift? It is a real shift because it changes Apple's philosophy. For years, their devices were reactive. You tapped and they responded. With Apple Intelligence, your device predicts, interprets, and edits before you even ask. It is still early, but the direction is clear. Apple wants intelligence to feel like battery life or screen brightness, always improving quietly in the background rather than a spectacle you must learn to use. This approach might even end up defining the new AI split. Google and Microsoft will push cloud power and open models. Apple will push private models and tight integration. Both are useful, but the winner will be whichever one feels least intrusive and most reliable. If you want a simple answer to whether Apple Intelligence is any good, the truth is this. If you already live in the Apple ecosystem, it will feel like your phone suddenly grew up. If you expect it to behave like ChatGPT, you will be disappointed, because that is not the goal. Apple is building something quieter, but far more stable. The real test will be 12 months from now, when the models get better and more features move fully on device. That is when the gap between Apple and everyone else will become clear. If you enjoyed this breakdown, you can support the channel by checking out the merch, joining the Patreon, or simply subscribing.